We're a quarter of the way through the season, and Drew put together this beautiful board. We're going to do a power rankings. And look, some YouTubers, they do a power ranking every single week. We're a little bit more established than that, right? We got better things to talk about than to rank.
We don't do it every week because that's too often, right?
I like quarterly,
you don't want knee-jerk reactions. You want to just like quarterly.
I like a quarterly power ranking.
Yeah, we're like a business, right? Quarterly,
So let's do our top 10 first, and then we'll kind of discuss the rest of this board a little bit. So look, at 10, Mark and I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. And look,
are you saying that because they're in London, not France?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
Anyways, they're playing pretty good football. They have some areas to improve. Their losses have looked a little ugly, but you got Doug Peterson, you got T-Law, you got a lot of offensive weapons. I like them at 10. They're the 10th best team. They're a playoff bubble kind of team. They're a division bubble kind of team. That's where I got them.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said.
Cool. At 9, Mark and I have the Seahawks. Physical team, gritty team, really good defense, Legion of Boom, round 2, basically right around the corner here. Pete Carroll knows how to coach them up.
Yeah. Insert the Seahawk loud screech noise because they're coming.
Or some.
Yeah, I can't do it. That. The fact that you did it and tried is embarrassing. So maybe we clip that, but I'm not going to do it.
And while we're talking cat teams and bird teams, at 8 we have Baltimore Ravens. I had to make a case for it for Mark, but I think the way that they're playing, they rightfully deserve to be at that 8th spot. But just a little bit better than them, just a little bit grittier than them. We have at 7 cat team, Detroit Lions.
I'd say a lot better than the Ravens. I think there's a gap from 8 to 7. I do think there's a big skill gap from 8 to 7.
We will be able to
see in this top 7. There's a big jump from the Ravens to the Lions. There's a big jump.
We'll be able to put that to the test in 3-4 weeks. I think they play them sometime in early November. I want to say. At 6, Mark and I have the Eagles. Look, they are not looking at the Super Bowl level that they were last year. They're still looking really good. I think it's just coordinators having to, clean up some stuff for them to really be back at that level. Obviously, just as talented as they were last year, boils down to scheme and execution.
A lot of cat and birds. So
lots. We got cat team, bird team, cat team, bird team. Finally breaking that mold with Arrow team, Native American team. At 5, we have Kansas City. Defending Super Bowl champs, but their offense just isn't quite as explosive as it was last year, and they're not scheming guys open the same way. So to be determined. They do kind of sometimes have these little slumps at times and then get right back to their prior form. So we'll see if that's the case this year. At number 4, we have the Miami Dolphins.
Now, for the record, I wanted the Kansas City Chiefs ahead of Miami.
There was a heavy debate here, and then there was a heavy debate on whether or not Dolphins should be at 3 above the next team. My thing is, look, they lost to the Bills. I still think this is one of the most explosive offenses in the league, and I'm not going to take one loss to a really, really good division rival as the reason why this team isn't a contender. They're a damn good team. But at 3, we have the Dallas Cowboys. And my argument to Mark was, look, Miami's one loss to the Bills is a lot better looking than the Cowboys' one loss to the Cardinals. But I conceded. I was like, whatever. The Cowboys do look really good, both offensively, defensively, a little bit more complete than the Dolphins overall.
You act like the Dolphins didn't have a close game with New England. Come on.
They still
New England
won.
Stinks.
Care about Dubs.
Did you see what Dallas did to them? Come on. If you want to play this, this quantitative property, the transitive property, that doesn't work.
All right.
Yeah, I remember math. I was an A student. Sue me.
At number 2, we have the Buffalo Bills. Started rough week 1, but they are looking to be just like the Buffalo Bills of seasons past. Josh Allen playing lights out. They look great. But at number 1, and this should be as no surprise to all of you who have watched Mark and I talk about this team week in and week out. Best team, in our opinion, in the NFL right now, at this moment, are the San Francisco 49ers. Just absolute complete team, lights out offensively, defensively. They have their first big test with the Cowboys this week, but I think they get that dub.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt they're the top team. There's no doubt the Bills are the second best team after this week. Fun fact, John and I have had a lot of math classes together, guys, over the years, and I almost always did better than him because John was kind of a little bit lazy as a student, even though he's probably smarter than me.
And then I went on to do way harder math than you've ever conceived of doing in your life in grad school because I stopped being lazy. But Mark is correct. I was not the best student in high school, and then I was lights out, to say the least, in college. Not that it matters. I'm just going to do this. I think
without even saying anything, we're just going to drag. Yeah. Wait, that doesn't require a whole lot of math. Who's the worst team in the league? Who's the worst team in sports?
The Bears.
Right now.
The Bears. We need to get we need to get our
also. You know what's Bears crazy, guys? Bears fans. There is one good thing that's going on. Our merch for you is maybe the best design of the 4 that we're launching. Just putting it out there. It's my favorite. I had to buy one, and I hate the Bears. I'm a Lions fan. It's just that good. So you have that going for you.
31st team. I think we're what to me this shouts Giants, Broncos, Cardinals. That's how I feel about.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, and then it gets a little bit harder from here, but I'm gonna go
Panthers,
and then I want to say Raiders, Colts,
then Raiders. I'd say
Colts, Raiders. Okay. This might get a little bit convoluted because I didn't know that Drew was going to have us fill everybody else out in, but it's kind of fun, so we're doing it.
It is fun.
Okay, it gets a little tougher now from here.
LA?
No, not yet. Falcons, I'm going to say.
Falcons, Minnesota.
Pats, probably at the 23rd team.
Yeah.
Steelers. Bengals.
Damn, really? You
Dude,
think?
They are 1-3.
I know.
Okay. Until they're not one. Look, we're going to do this quarterly, so we'll see you at week 9, and the Bengals might be higher. Right now, they are 1-3. I can't put them much higher than that.
Pains me.
It does, but it's true.
Still my lock of the week, best bet of the week is the Bengals.
I'm going to go. I like Commanders. Houston? Does that feel about right? No, actually, I have to be unbiased here.
You have to be unbiased. I was going to say, I was going to have
Saints
to call
have
you out
not come
there.
off the board yet. Then Houston. Then I think Titans, LA.
Rams.
Yep, Titans. Then Rams.
Packers.
Tampa. Jets. Chargers, Browns.
I would say Jets, Browns, Chargers.
Okay, and honestly, we put Jets too high. I think we need to swap them with Tampa for the time being.
Really?
I mean, yeah, they don't have a lot of wins.
Great defense, man. Great defense.
They do, but again, we can review this again in week 9. But right now, the Jets need to win some games for us to say that they're not, out of the playoffs at this point in time.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate this. There's most of these I agree with. And that's our first quarter practice squad NFL power rankings. We'll see what this looks like as we get into the second quarter of the season. We'll do it again. Love the graphic.
Great job,
love
Drew.
The graphic. Great job, Drew. Great stat finding, Drew. Also, Drew is infamous for being in the chat, which you guys can't see. But when I say something funny, stupid, or maybe something that I probably shouldn't say on air, he's the first one to say something in the chat. Appreciate that, Drew. You represent the people before we go live.
He does. And we cannot, really give him enough shout outs. Yeah, he is the glue that makes Practice Squad Pod a pretty efficient machine. I mean, we put out damn near 10 videos a week. And so a lot of that is credit to Drew kind of helping us get a lot of this stuff out the door. So with that, we are a quarter of the way through the season. I'm loving the season just as much as seasons past. Except maybe a little extra because the Lions are a kick-ass, badass football team. But yeah,
John, I got one fun thing for you. The last thing we do in this episode, as we look at these power rankings.
Shoot.
I need you to pick one team from the bottom half of these rankings that will finish in the top 10 of our rankings.
Okay, so this side,
Bottom half.
bottom half. Okay, so 6. Okay. I kind of like Houston to come out and surprise some people, maybe win the division. That would be
Okay.
crazy.
So
Because
you
if you
think
win
they
the
finish?
because then you have to be a playoff team, which kind of puts you in that top 10, right? I like Houston. Offensive line gets healthy. They start winning some games that just shock people. D'Amico Ryans has them all the way coached up. Maybe win the division. That's what I would say is the most likely scenario, is that Houston wins the division.
So that's your team you pick in the top 10. All right. Mine might shock some people. Um, the Vikings.
Wow, that does shock
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. I think they're a team that we've seen them win close games. They haven't gone their way so far this year, but I'm not going to write them off completely yet. If there's any team, I look at those bottom half teams, or any team that has the experience, the coaching, and the talent to do it, it would be them, in my opinion.
And sorry, Drew said he put the Lombardis there so that we can put who we think's going to win the Super Bowl.
At this
And
point in the year.
mine's
Yeah,
going right
drag
there.
mine right next to yours. San Francisco.
All
I think if you think that, and this is San Fran's been close so many times, right? They were in the Super Bowl. They were gonna make the Super Bowl, barring Brock Purdy getting hurt and their backup quarterback getting hurt. You cannot convince me they weren't going to beat the Eagles in that game if that doesn't happen. Um, this is their year. It's kind of now or never for the 49ers, honestly. They've been flirting with it. They've been talking to the same girl for 3 years, working up the courage to finally land it. And I think that they're going to land it.
The roster could not be in a better spot for them to go and get it done. So you better hope to God that they do, because as Mark said, like, I don't know how much better your roster and coaching combination gets than what it currently is right now.